Okay, let's get into this new video series. Tiny Glade just came out today. It was September 23rd. And let me explain what Tiny Glade is. Tiny Glade is like a cozy cottage city castle builder. I don't know how you would explain it, but it's kind of like a funny... It's not funny. It's like a interesting tool slash game. There's no objectives in the game. It's meant to just build things with the pre-made shapes that are in the game. So you're only given like certain rectangles and towers and squares, and you can scale and size anything you want. So you can see right here, I'm just gonna mess around and just place it anywhere I want, scale it to what I desire, and change the roof pitches or the colors or whatever I want to try to do to this thing. If you're already like into the loop of like creative games, you probably already saw either Sylv made a video. I know some other creators have, like Rudy and some other known creative YouTubers have already made some videos and stuff like that. So I decided to jump in as well because I find this game very useful in like the storytelling element and or concept arting phase of like creative stuff. So in this video, I wanted to jump into making like a witch's cottage because September's almost over and October's around the corner. So it felt fitting to try to like build a cottage that a witch would live in the middle of a like forest, right? I'm going to use this build as a like testing grounds for my Parkitect video because I would need to work on the last campaign episode. And so this was kind of like the stepping point to kind of do this. But it's also a way to like, again, get my ideas down on paper. And this is like a really cool way to do it, would be a virtual game like this, a game like this that would have like modeling type of aspect to it. Because all you can do basically is you can change and scale any shape you want of this building. And I kind of just let the building tell me what it wanted to be. I didn't really have like no concept art or nothing to aside. Like I had nothing to like base it off of. I just had in my mind a witch's cottage would have like a spire, high-pitched roofs, the color purple, black accents on its main structure, and then like some wood structures to kind of hold it up. I don't know like how, but it's just kind of like a way to make a little dinky little model. Again, I view Tiny Glade and Parkitect and what other games that I've played, RCT, all like little diorama builds because it's just cute. I don't know, I find it, that's what I would view it as, like building little dioramas. So in this game, basically you can do that. And I like that you can scale anything you want and then place it anywhere you want and kind of just get this organic feeling, but it also feels like the building's all put together because all the pieces are technically speaking clipping through each other. But if you put it together nicely, it kind of builds itself. And I honestly believe that anybody can play this game with very little knowledge of architecture and it still looks nice. I think it's just kind of how funny it works. And the tools are very intuitive. I find the tools very freeing and also limited at the same time. So it's kind of like puzzle making. So you can just see I'm just messing around with parts and pieces, messing with different shapes and stuff, just getting the feeling of whatever this cottage could be. Now, the storytelling element for what I wanted to try to do was I wanted a witch's cottage off of next to a river in the middle of a dark forest or enchanted forest or whatever the case may be, and then have a fenced off area saying that there might be a farm here. I wish there was I wish we had pumpkins to put down because pumpkins would so work here. But maybe this game will get updates eventually because it just came out. And it's relatively cheap. It was like $12. Like that's so cheap and there's so much you can do with it. So this build particularly took about 25 minutes to put together. And I'm quite surprised how quick you can put down some ideas and then build off of it. Now, if I wanted to do more to it, I could. But I just wanted to get it down, kind of mess with some of the detailings and pieces, and eventually when I like get more into the game, I might do more some crazy stuff. But this is kind of just a series of just showcasing this game's potential. And yeah, you can just see I'm just combining pieces because I played the demo a while ago and there are some new pieces to play with. So we got some new windows, we got some more Gothic windows, so I use those on top of the spire. We got this the painting tool is really useful because that really helps with like getting your idea out. So with the purple roof with the black accent of the stucco building and the brick building kind of works out to be like this spookiness to it. Purple seems to be the spooky color, so might as well go with that. And the idea of having these overhangs kind of weird and wacky, right? Because the witch's cottage is supposed to be scratch built with magic or something of that nature, or just very wonky. So I tried that out. I wish we could like pitch the roofs differently, actually. I wish we could like take a rectangle building and tilt it 25 degrees up or like diagonally instead of just being flat 90 degrees. But maybe there's some features that can be added later on in this game. So you can see I'm just putting down some flowers to kind of say that's a garden, or maybe it's like a farm of some sort. And the cool thing about Tiny Glade is that you build the environment around you to also continue to tell your story. So the cottage is in the middle, there's a river. So maybe the witch gets her water from the river. I wish there was a water wheel. That would be so cool. So we've got to put some lights down, just got to give it that environment and an atmosphere. And then playing it at night, it was also just fun to see some new I want to see the shadows and the windows light up, which is also fun. And then just kind of suggest that there's a path that kind of cuts through the river. And you can kind of think that this was a realistic place, but it's kind of like a toy fantasy look to it. I did some flags of some sort, those are the new pieces, also not from the demo. But there's a lot you can do with this game. And honestly, you can use this as a Dungeons and Dragons template. Like if you built a castle with some maze-like corridors, you can totally do it. I think that would be really cool that people can do that. Again, I'm going to use this game as a template of placing down concept and ideas, because it's a really quick way to just plop something down, get the rough idea you want, and then kind of go from there. Over in this area, I wanted to build a mine, but it didn't really work out, so it turned into a cellar. So it's just kind of nestled in the back here off of this little mountain. And I'm suggesting maybe the witch makes her potions here in the corner. Shows she wakes up in the morning, has her tea, checks her garden. Maybe she has some farm animals. She walks up to the little hill where she works on her potions and then brings the potions back to her house to kind of set up in her little kitchen. Who knows? The storytelling could be unlimited at this point. But I kind of have this weird storytelling of it, like, I don't know, having a witch in her little forest, and she's living a quaint little life in this little meadow with this lake, and there's ducks, and it's cute. So she might be like a good witch. She doesn't necessarily be an evil one, but she likes the color purple and dark colors, and so kind of was turned into that. So we're quickly going to end this time lapse, and we're going to quickly go into a live view, and I'm going to show you some of the close-up details of the cottage. So let's go over there. Okay, let's go explore the witch's hut, or witch's cottage that I built in Tiny Glade. Man, I was super excited for this game to come out. So this only took, I think this took about 30 minutes to put together, 30 minutes to put together. And I just wanted to show you some of the close-ups of the cottage. But I do like the new coloring options, especially the purple roof and the black and gray stonework, and the stucco works pretty well. And having such a bigger map helps with like building the environment. I just really enjoy how this looks. And I chose this map because it had the squirrely trees, so it reminded me of spooky stuff. But since Halloween's like literally around the corner, I mean, we have another month to go, but I feel like it's already here, because by the time we hit September, everybody's like, oh, it's Halloween now. So kind of like this look of my little cottage. So let's look at what it looks like at nighttime, because I want to see what that looks like again. Oh, that looks so cool. And like everything about this. Oh, it's just so nice. And like, this game is so cute. I'm going to use tiny glades as a concept program, because I can use this to get some ideas for Parkitect and then use this kind of program to kind of build things quickly, because the way this game generates its buildings features when they merge together is just genius. It's kind of like model making and clay making in a way. You can kind of tell from here that it looks pretty solid. Oops, the trees. Also, I built in the corner a cellar or a mine of some sort, just kind of doing some more storytelling elements. So this witch lives out in the middle of the forest. She has her cottage up against the water, so she can get her water probably from the river here. I would love if they had water wheels. I would have made sense to put a water wheel right here, but we don't have that option yet. But this game can get more things. I know it can. But yeah, I'll just looking at all the little details and the flags that we can do now. These little holes with the inside the brick walls, pretty cool. Yeah, this looks pretty snazzy. It's just so cute. It's just so adorable. And yeah, I'm just having too much fun with this game. So I'm just gonna, I might periodically make some tiny Glade videos every once in a while, or shorts. I'll just, you know, continue building and stuff. And it's a fun little build. I think it's experimenting in other programs or other games helps with creative flow, because doing this type of build was fun to figure out, because there's so much more things you can figure out with these like details that will merge together, and it's just so cozy. So thank you for watching my first Tiny Glade video. I'll probably go on and off between this and Parkitect, and maybe even Planet Coaster 2 in the future, because that's coming out in November. I'm going to be busy this winter, so I'm excited for more creative stuff, because that's kind of what this is all about, being creative and storytelling. So I'll catch you guys in another Tiny Glade episode or video, or whatever we're going to call it. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.